Learn English with a story. First, the story, then keywords. After that, a quiz, then conversation practice. Hi, this is Mark, and this is English Conversation Practice. A story, a picnic in the park. Mr. and Mrs. Kato were a middle aged couple who loved spending time outdoors. One sunny Saturday, they decided to have a picnic in the park. They packed a basket with delicious sandwiches, fruit, and snacks and set off to find a cozy spot. When they arrived at the park, they found a shady spot under a big tree and spread out their picnic blanket. They sat down, enjoying the fresh air and the sound of birds chirping. Mr. Kato took out his guitar, and Mrs. Kato pulled out a book to read. As they were enjoying their picnic, they noticed a friendly couple, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, sitting nearby. They struck up a conversation and introduced themselves. They exchanged pleasantries and chatted about the weather, the park, and their favorite picnic foods. During their conversation, Mr. and Mrs. Kato learned new words like sandwich, fruit, and blanket. They also practiced asking questions like, "How are you?" and "Do you come to the park often?" in English. The Jones were patient and friendly, helping them with pronunciation and meaning of the words. After a while, they all decided to play a game of frisbee together. Mr. and Mrs. Kato learned words like throw, catch, and frisbee. They laughed and had a great time, even though they were not very good at it. They also learned phrases like good job and nice throw as they encouraged each other. As the day went on, they met more people in the park, such as a young couple playing with their toddler and a group of friends having a barbecue. Mr. and Mrs. Kato learned new words for different leisure activities, such as barbecue, swing, and slide. When it was time to pack up and go home, Mr. and Mrs. Kato said goodbye to their new friends and thanked them for the wonderful day. They walked back hand in hand, feeling grateful for the opportunity to practice their English and make new friends in the park. Key words: sandwich, a meal made with bread and fillings such as meat, cheese, and vegetables. Fruit, sweet or savory edible food that usually contains seeds and is often eaten fresh or dried. Blanket, a large piece of cloth used as a covering for warmth or comfort, often used for picnics. Throw, to propel something through the air by a rapid movement of the arm. Catch, to grasp and hold onto something that is thrown or tossed. Frisbee, a plastic disc used for recreational throwing and catching games. Barbecue, a meal or gathering where food is cooked on a grill or over an open flame. Quiz. They found a shady spot under a big tree and spread out their picnic. Blanket. They found a shady spot under a big tree and spread out their picnic blanket. They struck up a and introduced themselves. They struck up a conversation and introduced themselves. They all decided to play a game of together. Frisbee. They all decided to play a game of frisbee together. They met more people in the park, such as a young couple playing with their toddler. They met more people in the park, such as a young couple playing with their toddler. Mr. and Mrs. Kato said goodbye to their new friends and thanked them for the day. Wonderful. Mr. and Mrs. Kato said goodbye to their new friends and thanked them for the wonderful day. Mr. and Mrs. Kato learned new words like and, sandwich, fruit, blanket. Mr. and Mrs. Kato learned new words like sandwich, fruit, and blanket. They also practiced asking questions like and in English. How are you? Do you come to the park often? They also practiced asking questions like, how are you? And do you come to the park often? In English. They also learned phrases like, and, as they encouraged each other. Good job. Nice throw. They also learned phrases like good job and nice throw as they encouraged each other. Mr. and Mrs. Kato learned new words for different leisure activities such as and barbecue, swing, slide. Mr. and Mrs. Kato learn new words for different leisure activities such as barbecue, swing, and slide. Conversation. Mr. Kato: Hi there, beautiful day for a picnic, isn't it? Mrs. Jones: Yes, it is. My name is Mrs. Jones, and this is my husband, Mr. Jones. What's your name? Nice to meet you, Mrs. and Mr. Jones. I'm Mr. Kato, and this is my wife, Mrs. Kato. Are you enjoying your picnic? Yes, we are. We packed some delicious sandwiches and fruit. Would you like to join us? That's very kind of you. Thank you. You're welcome. By the way, we're trying to improve our English. We'd be happy to help. Okay, great job. And please don't forget to subscribe. And please ring that bell to get all my videos. And please join the channel. That would be fantastic. And for flashcards and worksheets, please check out my website, markkulek.com. Okay, thanks so much. I will see you next time. Take it easy. Bye.